I've got news for you. You're never going to be able to save a deposit. Not because you're bad with money, but because you're in a race you mathematically cannot win despite how fast you try to run or save. And nobody told you that you were actually allowed to stop running. Now, if you're in your 30s or 40s trying to buy a house in this country, you already know this, then you probably feel it deep down in your gut. You're saving hard for a house deposit, and every year that deposit gets further instead of it somewhat getting closer, because it should in theory. Because the price climbs faster than you can save. It just happens automatically. And so what's actually happening is you're sprinting towards a finish line that's moving away from you faster than you could run. So you'll never arrive. Now, this isn't a discipline problem, it's a math problem, and you can't out-discipline the maths. So before you spend another 5 years saving for a door that keeps moving, I want to show you a different thing you need to do with the exact same energy. There's a side hustle that you can start from your kitchen table around your job that you already have that can pay you serious money, that no degree is required, no capital and no deposit. Now, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it is and why it works and why the house won't. So quick honesty first, because this channel doesn't sell dreams. This isn't financial advice, and the income isn't a button that you press. It's a skill that you build, and it takes real work. The range is wide. People start modestly, and of course, the strongest performers reach six figures and more. So treat it as a ceiling that you earn, not a number that you're owed. But it's real and it's learnable and it's available if you start right now, which is more than you can say about your deposit. So let me show you the wall first, property, because you need to see that stopping the deposit race is the smart move and not what I would consider the quitter's move. A median home across much of this country now costs 8 to 7 times full-time income. I mean, that's crazy. The deposit alone, just the deposit, can run a year or two of your entire after-tax salary. And here's the part that actually breaks the math on you. You're trying to save a deposit out of income that's already been taxed at the top bracket. And so while rent takes a bigger bite every year, and why the price of your house climbs by more in 12 months than you could realistically put aside in 12 months. So the faster you run, the further it gets away. Now, that's not bad luck. It's not you being hopeless with money either. It's a structural trap. And the cruel part is that the harder you try, the more it costs you, because you're just pouring years and savings chasing a target engineered to outrun you. Now, I want you to sit with one uncomfortable question first. What if the smartest financial move available to you right now isn't saving harder for a deposit? What if it's stopping and pointing that exact energy, the discipline, the hours, the hunger at something that actually pays you back this year instead of in 15? Because here's the thing, nobody really frames properly. The reason you can't buy the house isn't that you don't have enough income. Everyone treats that as fixed, as if your income is just a number that arrives and your job is just to budget underneath all of it. But income isn't fixed. Income is the one variable in the whole equation that you can change. And you can change it far faster than you can save for a deposit. So the deposit problem is really an income problem wearing a disguise. And once you see it that way, the moves become far more obvious. Stop trying to save your way across the gap and start trying to earn your way across it with a skill that continues to pay. So here's the side hustle that you need to learn about. Now, it's not drop shipping, it's not a vending machine route, it's not a faceless print on demand store, and it's not buying a course on flipping things on Facebook Marketplace either. It's a single skill, the ability to sell, specifically high-ticket remote sales, closing deals over the phone and online for businesses that already have customers coming in and just need someone who can actually have a high-quality conversation with empathy that turns their interest into trust and then a big resounding yes. So let me tell you why this is the one I'd point a priced out 35-year-old at over every other side hustle on the internet. Run it through what actually matters when you're starting with no spare money and no spare time. Startup costs, almost nothing. You need a laptop, a phone, a quiet room, no inventory, no stock, no deposit, no investors, no van, no website. The thing that stops most side hustles before they start, needing money to make money that just isn't there, doesn't make sense. Time to your first dollar. This is the one that separates it from almost everything else, including the house. A deposit pays off in 15 years if you're lucky. Shares compound over a decade. A business bleeds money for a year or two before it pays you back. Selling pays you the month you get good at it, because the moment that you can close, someone will pay you to do it for them. Now, there's nothing to wait on. There's no asset slowly inflating. You produce a result, you get paid, that's how it works. And it all happens around your job. You don't have to quit anything to start. Your work is remote, and a lot of it runs in the evenings, on weekends, which is exactly when the rest of your life isn't using you. Now, you can build this in 10 or 15 hours a week alongside your income that you already rely upon, which means you're not betting the house, you're not risking the rent, you're just adding a second engine with the second one still running. And the ceiling, this is the part that makes it a wealth move and not just what I would consider an extra cash grab. You get paid on the outcome that you produce, not the hours that you sit in the chair. Usually a commission on what you close. So it's based on value. That means your income isn't capped by a pay band that someone else above you has set or created a limitation on. Now, a good month and a quiet month can look very different. And the better you get, the higher it climbs, which is the exact opposite of a salary that creeps up 2 or maybe 3% a year if you beg hard enough for it. Now, this is income with the lid taken off it. Now, if you put those four together and you've got the only side hustle I know that costs almost nothing to start, pays you inside of months, not decades, runs around your current job that you already have, so it has an element of security, and there's no ceiling bolted on top preventing you from earning more. So that's no coincidence. That's why this is the one that I actually teach. This is the part that I know something about. One of the people I work with was exactly the person this video is for. Mid-30s, renting, saving for a deposit that kept drifting further and further away every single year. They were doing everything right, feeling like she was running backwards. She stopped pouring everything into the deposit race and put the same discipline into learning to sell. Inside of about a year, she built a second income alongside her job that her savings account was never going to give her. Because for the first time, she was earning her way across the gap instead of saving her way across it. Now, I built a business on high ticket sales and training people to close, getting them from nervous beginner, untrained, introverts to actually getting paid and capable as ultra high performers, selling ethically and with empathy. Now, this is what I've done for years in my businesses. And that's the whole reason why I built the Freedom Academy, to hand this one skill to everyday people that the property market has locked out. So here's where this lands. If the deposit keeps running away from you, the answer was never to try to run faster. It was to stop chasing the thing that you have to save for 15 years for, to start building the thing that pays you this year. Now, you can't outsave a market that's engineered to outrun you, but you can out-earn it. You can create a skill that you own, that no employer can cap or control, that no housing market can lock you out of. Now that you know what that skill is, the 3-day high-ticket remote closer challenge is designed and engineered exactly for the type of person who wants the initial introduction, the exposure to the skill that could see them build this side hustle, build a second income around their current job without having to burn the boats, burn the bridges, and start to experience the way they thought life should be. So you get to close the gap step by step over 3 days, understanding the core principles, the psychology, and how to actually start applying this skill sooner rather than later. The link is pinned in the comments. All you need to do if you want to join the challenge is click the button below, register for the next live event, and I'll see you on the inside. Now, if you'd rather be shown the maths than be sold the dream, then I want you to subscribe to this channel, because that's exactly what this channel is all about.